Oh, that is huge. Dang. I didn't expect it to be that big. I think I'm gonna need a bigger camera. In this video, it is the Redcat. This is the COE Hauler, Chevy dually hauler. Pictures just don't do it justice. Fisheye lens is probably helping me out here. This thing is absolutely massive. Modeled after 1953 Chevy. Let's get this out of the box. We gotta check out what this thing looks like. Oh my god, look at this truck, man. In the box you have this absolutely massive, really cool looking truck and a couple little boxes. So let's open these up first and see what kind of accessories we have in here. Redcat controller. Here, I think these are our ramps. I don't know what, maybe the center caps for the wheels. Some little spacers. And then these are wheel chocks and tethers, I believe. Oh, with some chain and everything. Oh, this is going to be epic. With this all out of the box now, you gotta sit here for a minute and just take it in. I'll be honest, the details, the scale here, the hardware, the exhaust, I mean, everything that you see here, it's staggering how good this looks. I am really surprised. I saw from all the pictures that thing looked cool, right? But the detail that you have in person really is next level. I'm genuinely excited about this. I'm really surprised just how impressive this thing looks. Like when you look inside and you see the full interior in there, the scale wheels, the tires, with actually some pretty nice tires actually on there. Probably a pretty good grip. The huge bed, and they put the non-skid surface on it. It is completely ready for a winch here. We have got to figure out how to put an actual winch on it. The battery goes in this tray right below here with an extender lead from the ESC so that you can just pop that in and go. Looks like the power switch is actually in here, so you don't have to take the body or anything off in order to just run it on a regular basis. I'll be honest, it's just gorgeous. It is just absolutely gorgeous. And it is massive. I mean, just to be honest, let's get the tape measure out here. All the way from one end to the other, I get 34 inches. That's just shy of 3 feet. 3 total feet, but it's gotta be, right? Because so here I have the Ascent. I mean, it's gotta be that big, because if you're gonna put another 10th scale vehicle on it, it needs to be that big. I mean, there's the Ascent, and here's my Redcat. This is the RDS Redcat drift car. I mean, dude, they just did a perfect job getting this thing to all fit on there. It just, I mean, that's it right there. That's the money shot right there. That is, it just look, I don't even need to drive it. It's just going to sit here for the rest of its life. It might as well not even have a motor or anything in it. I am truly surprised as to how cool this thing looks. But let's get the body off here. Let's start to look at what's underneath it. There's 4 body pins right here underneath this front cab. At that point, it looks like we should be able to lift. Look, I can barely pick the thing up. We should be able to lift the whole cab off. It is really, really big. Shout out to the folks at Redcat. Yes, just as they showed in the live stream, you can make a hat out of it. I don't recommend making a hat out of it, I don't think, but you can make a hat out of it. Underneath, we have the Hexfly digital servo. It's not a super complicated front suspension system here. Direct steering straight in here, straight to an aluminum horn, no servo saver or anything. This isn't bashing. We're not going to be jumping this or anything like that, so we don't need to worry about protecting the servo. It's got the shocks mounted up here to the top, and they are really stiff. I mean, it is surprising how stiff these springs are. They're a huge gauge, short spring, very stiff. But again, we're not worried about this. You do notice the lever arm here back to the rod. That is because you can actually put servos in here and then actually raise and lower this truck, which is a crazy feature. We are talking about a brushed ESC going to the 42 turn 550 can brushed motor, which, as we noted earlier, yes, power switch mounted right up here and a little battery extension lead so that you can get into your battery on the inside here. There's a chance, it looks like these pipes might be hollow. I can't quite tell. It definitely looks hollow coming in from this side, and it looks like there's an inlet on this side. Like, that's just begging for a smoke kit. That is just begging for a smoke puffer kit as you drive down to smoke out there. That is absolutely awesome. Now, getting the rear bed off here, though, that looks like a different job. There's no body pins under here to just pop and clip it off. It looks like we probably would have to go and take all of these screws off in order to get this out. But you are looking at the dual tires. You are looking at very long control arms, very massively long drive shafts to get it back, get the power back here. It is rear-wheel drive only. We don't need four-wheel drive for something like this. And again, the same cantilever lever arms that we're seeing up here at the front, have those here in the rear. So again, you can raise and lower the whole vehicle. Fitment is definitely on point right here with the tire tucked into the fender. Thing just looks amazing. Set up for lights all the way around. LED setup. I mean, just, it is asking for all of the scale details. I want to get the body back on it, and let's start looking at some of these accessories that come along with it. At first, I had no idea what these little chrome pieces were. But look at this. They're center caps. You have center caps for the wheels. You can actually cap them off that way and kind of finish the wheel out. Looks great. They just screw right on. And actually, kudos to Redcat for leaving these off at first. I've had a couple vehicles where they put these on from the factory, and you have no idea how to get them off. So the fact that they left them off, you can put them on. Now I know what to do with them. So the first of the accessories that's really awesome is these ramps. They're actually extendable. Look at that. A super extendo rampo, right? So one side has a little tab on it. One side's a little flatter, but it just hooks right in here. And so then once it's in, it's locked in. So there's not going to be a situation where you're driving your vehicle up and the ramp slips and falls down. In the short angle here, in the short distance here, it's actually a pretty steep angle, but obviously a crawler would have no issue whatsoever going up it. When you have it all the way out here, I think even probably most of the lower vehicles will get up it. Slick plastic means, of course, I'm not going to be driving a drift car up it. Wouldn't get enough traction, but the lowriders that Redcat has, other on-road rubber-tired vehicles, that kind of thing, should have literally zero issue driving up this. And after you have stored it and pulled it back out, it actually has a little storage bin for them right here. So you can slide them in, and they clip in right there just beautifully. Look at that. And then they're nice and secure in there. They aren't going anywhere. That is just great. Then it comes to these parts right here. But right here we have little wheel chocks. It looks like these will come right here into the bed, and you can literally, depending on where you want to put your vehicles, you can literally just pop them right in. And it has a ramp up, and then the tire part here where your vehicle can sit. It comes with 4 of them total, so if you want to do some in the front, there's some places up here where you can do that as well. And then these right here are Redcat branded. I bet these are axle straps. It's supposed to go around the axle of the vehicle. And then these are the little hooks that hook into the chassis. So what I see here is hook points that are right here near where the wheels would be. And it looks like these would clip in there just beautifully. These are not pre-assembled from the factory, so you do have to get, I'm assuming it goes in this way, where you have to get the rubber in and work it through there. Probably a little bit of lubrication would help that a lot, but you have something like that. And just like we thought, so there you go. You can strap that in, you can stretch it up over the axle. This is the portal axle of the new Redcat Ascent. Strap it down in, and it is very tight. You can see it's actually pulling the tire down here. So it holds down very tight. I think that means it's probably a good dimension for both this, and let's try it with the drift car too, see how, and just like that, there it is with the drift car on there, and I'll be honest, that thing's not going anywhere. You can shake the whole vehicle based on just the car that's on it. So it is in great shape. It looks good. It holds the vehicle well. Really loving it. Now, as far as the battery tray goes, I have this Ovonic 5200 milliamp. It's just a 2S battery, but it's a standard size LiPo, and it fits down in there with no issue at all. And you have room to tuck in the balance lead. I have the wrong plug on this one, so I can't use this one in this application today, but you know, you have room to tuck all your wires in and then put the battery cover back on there. So just so you know, it will fit a full-size 2S LiPo in that tray. Moment of truth, we got it fired up just right here on the workbench. Good, easy throttle control, forward and reverse. Woo! Steering's plenty strong for this truck. Plenty strong in there, isn't it? Huh. So, not a fully charged 2S LiPo, but just regular, but storage charged 2S LiPo. That's about full throttle. That's about as fast as it's going, which, in all fairness, this isn't a race car. You know, this is just a hauler, so we're more worried about torque and ability to haul stuff than we are about total speed. Now you know I gotta do something silly with it, right? So watch this. Let's see if it full reverse to full throttle. It'll spin the tires!
Yo!
Look at that thing!
Oh my god!
It's huge! It's not fast. That's full throttle. That's as fast as it goes. Look, reverse to... It'll spin the tires.
Hey, can I try?
Yeah.
Steering must be horrible.
Oh,
that's
steering's great, yeah.
It's so long.
Yes, it's not going to turn tight because of how long it is. But look how good that thing looks, man.
Yeah.
That is just too cool. I cannot wait for the next drift day. I am definitely rolling into the venue the next drift day with this. Like, this is how I'm delivering my drift truck to the event. There is no doubt whatsoever. It's just too cool. Like, there's just something special about it. It's never gonna go fast. It shouldn't ever really go fast. It's not gonna do a lot of crazy stuff, but it just is fun. Like, it's just a fun, super unique vehicle. I've never seen someone do a hauler with this much, like, just perfect. Like, they just did it perfect. It looks awesome. Super big kudos to Redcat for putting this out and taking the gumption to actually make something like this. It is awesome. But I'm not done with this truck. Like, it's just begging for some stuff to be done to it. Redcat makes a lighting kit, LED lighting kit to put in. It needs lights to be put in it. I need to figure out probably how to put a figure inside of it. It needs a little driver. There's just some stuff like that that just needs to happen. And I heard you loud and clear. I put some pictures of this out on my social media ahead of filming this video, and people were like, yes, this needs to be a drift truck. So I'm going to do some research. I'm going to try to see what I think it would take to make it at least partially drift. Clearly, it's going to need more power. I didn't know if it was going to need that. It's going to need a little bit more power to get the back tires around. It's going to need some slick tires. It's going to need some good steering angle with a gyro. It's going to need some stuff like that. But, like, can we get it to drift? That would be pretty cool if we could. If you really, really want me to make this a drift truck, you gotta let me know down in the comments. I hope you enjoy this. If you're curious about any other vehicle reviews that I've done, there'll be a playlist popping up right over here to your right of all the different vehicle reviews. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.